Chiefs, what is there to say? Obviously, if we're talking Chiefs, we've got to start with Patrick Mahomes. Yet another incredible season, yet another amazing fantasy production. Is it a case, Tom, in best ball where he is the one or maybe two quarterbacks that you're comfortable reaching for in potentially that second round we're going to see his ADP reach this year?
I think it'd be interesting because, like, coming into this season, he was the QB4, and people were taking Justin Herbert ahead of him, Josh Allen ahead of him, and Lamar Jackson ahead of him. I think what we'll see next year is we'll definitely see Josh Allen ahead of him because his rushing floor just keeps him up there. And I think you'll see Jalen Hurts above him. Then I don't think it would be much of a gap at all to Patrick Mahomes. But yeah, I'd be completely fine with him. I'm always looking at that sort of, I don't want the QB1. I want one or two after that who still have the ceiling to become the QB1. And Mahomes, he's the MVP. 5,000 passing yards, 41 touchdowns. No other QB had over 35. He was in the top 5 for 10 weeks. Nobody had more than that. Hurts was tied. He's just such a reliable quarterback. Even when, you took away Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce's getting older, he just finds ways to put up points constantly.
I know we're in a startup together, Tom, and you've just gone with that Chiefs mega stack of Mahomes and Travis Kelce back to his tight end one ways. Are you expecting that to continue? Do you think he's got another tight end one season in him next year?
I think the way that Travis Kelce has evolved as a tight end is just so much better than any other tight end out there. He wins in ways that other tight ends just can't. And Mark Andrews looked to be getting close there last season, but regressed this year. Travis Kelce, he just gets it done, whether it's through volume, whether it's through games where he doesn't put up a lot of yardage, but he just scores multiple touchdowns, whether it's rushing, those little kind of sweep toss plays that Chiefs love to run around the goal line. Kelce's production just feels entirely sustainable, and he seems like the kind of tight end that even as he regresses slightly, he's still going to be able to score enough points every week, which he'll be in that top tier, even if he slips from 1 down to the top 3 over the next couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, the positional advantage that Travis Kelce gave you this year, he was 6 points per game better than any other tight end. The difference between him and the tight end 2 in fantasy was the same as the difference between the tight end 2 and the tight end 26. Like, the positional advantage that you got from having Travis Kelce on your roster was absolutely insane. Just going to quickly touch on the receivers. Obviously, we've got Juju is a potential free agent. He was really the only potential fantasy relevant receiver in this offense. Do you think that the Chiefs are going to make him a priority and bring him back next year?
I'd like to see them do so because it feels like the fit's there in Kansas City. Like, we know what Juju is. He runs lots of his routes from the slot, and that's a role that really suits him. And he seems to have Mahomes' trust, and he seems to be on the same page. Whereas you watch Mahomes and MVS trying to connect, and it doesn't matter what's going on with the play. One of them is going to get something wrong, whether it's Mahomes overthrowing him or MVS running the wrong route. But Juju, he's just solid, reliable. Obviously, he had those issues with concussion at one point, and he missed a couple of games. But 5.1 targets per game in this offense is exactly what I'd want. 14 red zone targets, which is 15th most among wide receivers. That's the kind of value I like, and he's somebody that I'll still definitely be in on for this year.
Yeah, and then over at the running back position, we had, what's becoming a slight pink elephant in Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Jerick McKinnon turned into a league winner down the stretch. I think, 4 consecutive performances have basically blown people away. Back-to-back RB1 overall performances. And then you've got Isaiah Pacheco, the late drafted, explosive between the tackles runner. Do you think that any of these 3 guys are someone that you're going to be looking and targeting next year?
I think it's quite interesting because all these running backs did quite well in spells. They all averaged over 4 yards per carry, and this is a good run blocking team as well. But CH is somebody that it's just impossible to trust at this point. It seems like the team's completely lost trust in him. His snap percent decreased weekly from week 4 to his week 11 injury. In his last 4 games, he never had more than 6 touches, whereas Jerick McKinnon's somebody who there were reports around Kansas City in the last few weeks that he's their most trusted running back. That was before he started breaking out. But he will be 31 next season, which is definitely on the wrong side of 30 for running backs. Pacheco seems like the obvious asset to chase, but is that a Damian Pierce situation? You know, we're talking about a rookie running back with no draft capital. He ranked second in Football Outsiders success rate this season, and the team do seem to really like him. He's currently being drafted as the RB28 in early best ball with an ADP of 90, and that feels kind of fine. I'd be okay with that, but I'd be very surprised to see Clyde Edwards-Helaire going in as the unquestioned number 2 running back next year.